folks, this is it. I am on my way to Knobcon, getting to the car right now. I'm in sunny San Antonio, Texas. It's very hot. It's like 95 outside today. So just getting ready for this trip. Took me a few hours this morning, putting clothes together and all that good stuff. Got my cameras, got some music, got some snacks. I'm good.
1 hour later.
Stopped to get some gas at the famous Buc-ee's. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but we have a lot of those in Texas, and apparently this beaver is a big deal. Hi everyone, I finally made it to Missouri. You might notice I changed appearance a little bit. I was bored, so I decided I would shave. It is really nice here, as you can see. There's the sun up there, rising. So we're about 15 hours into the trip, and it's been fun so far. I had to stop for a little while and take a nap. Got about an hour and a half of sleep. So, like I said, we're 15 hours in. Keep on going. So what made you decide on the 26 folds, not like 28 or?
That's the most I could get.
Okay, well, good. You went to the max.
So yeah, it's 16 delay lines, clock syncable. Scatter is how the delay lines feed into each other. So right now it's just serial. As we go into here, they start feeding into each other, and they're all in ratio mode. They're all set to as a ratio to each other as far as time goes. And then we have 3 different modes. So we have blur mode where they're cross-feeding into each other a little bit. And then we have the ratio, which I was showing earlier. And then we have warp, which is a pitch shifter on the delay lines. And so with shift and feedback, we can control the pitch going in the pitch shifters. So we have different, right now we're going through semitones. And then when we go past noon, we get into more useful, musical useful intervals. So we have like fourths and fifths in there. And
What's
then
the maximum length of this of the delay?
That's a good question. I think it's a few seconds, but I don't know what it is.
Oh, okay.
I should have asked that. So this is a collaboration with Infrasonic Audio, and his name's Nick. He's in call A with the same module, and he can give you a little bit more in depth of a demo.
Okay.
And answer those questions better.
Okay.
And then spray basically like tightens up the delay lines and turns it into a reverb.
Oh, that's sweet.
So you can go from delay straight into super lush reverb really fast.
Yeah.
It's got a bunch of different performance effects. So we've got blast, which just gives you a momentary boost into the input. We go back to delay. We have kill. We just stop the whole delay lines and start over. And kill's nice because we can say, I'm going to do a delay, but now I'm going to set up a reverb. And then when I'm ready to go to it, I can just let go. We kill it, and we go straight into that new sound.
Does it have what? Does it have feedback in there too?
And so yeah, it's tap tempoable, clockable, and then there's a free mode as well. And then if we go back to like this mode, that's what's nice about Kill. You can just set up whole different setups there. And Blast gives you that extra just bit. We have another performance style effect where right now it's just dry wet mix, but we can turn that into a send instead. So now it's a 50% mix. But as we turn this up, we can add into the input, and then as we take it away, you get the tails. So you can send this a gate and do that. And then it's really nice with blast as well, because now we can say like, I'm just going to use this. You can use a gate for this, but I'm just going to hit it really hard. And once I let go, you get the tails, but it goes away. And then, yeah, you have modulation over the delay lines, over the time. So for delay, you get a little bit more of an analog feel, and then the reverb just really helps. That reverb just like sound a lot more alive. And then we have a side chain, so you can make it pump against your input. So you can hear when it's getting input, it ducks the signal and then lets the signal come through when it doesn't have any more signal. So great for like using with like vocal samples or something like that, where you want that you want the signal to come through, but then you want effect on the back end. Okay. So a little bit different than pre-delay, which just kind of like pushes the reverb back. You've got the side chain.
I'll probably put back on this on YouTube.
I have all of it on YouTube already.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, we'll probably make some picture logo and a manufacturer logo. He designed that all himself, like following some tutorials and figuring it all out.
It's pretty.
So it's really cool.
I like the colors.
Yeah, yeah.
To have a filter maybe after the delay loop visible modeling would be really musical and nice instead of having it within the delay loop. So that is coming. We have our overdrive. This currently is not up in the LED, but that is in fact selected, and the distortion can be controlled using the gain knob here. It gets quite hot if you wanted to. It'll probably attenuate, a little later. Reverb, we have your reverb wet and dry.
What's your name?
Trevor?
Trevor? I'm Runę. Nice to meet you.
So it's BEETTWEEK haptic feedback module here. It's a configurable module, multiple modes, control module with a brushless motor behind the knob. So right now it's in turntable mode. You can jog the audio buffer.
So do you feed in audio samples, or
feed in an audio signal, record and overdub, and then jog through the recording this way.
oh, interesting.
You can synchronize it to a clock.
Can you have more than one input, or is it just the one input?
There's 4 inputs, and there's 10 different modes, all with different ways the knob can interact with the signal. So this is turntable mode where you record an audio signal. There's other modes, simpler modes like spring mode.
Do the lights change? Like, is there a light show? I'm just curious.
Well, yeah, it's
like when you switch modes.
When you switch modes,
okay, there we go.
This is a menu select to select the mode. Here is spring mode. So when you turn the knob, it's spring, and you can feel it in your finger, so it'll return to the spring center.
Let me try that. Oh yeah. Huh.
It is very FF-like. It's quite sensitive right now.
Triple Turing machine, step sequencer, pattern generator.
Wow. Triple Turing machine?
Yeah.
How does that work?
It's like a Turing machine.
Is this your company? Can you cross it?
I don't have the generating like together, but you can block them.
What's the name of that other company? Is that does two?
There's a Metasonic.
That's the one.
That's the one? Okay,
yeah.
I think they're probably the most well known.
Yeah, those you really can't show to mom.
Yeah. The cool thing about these two is that.
So is that a pair of sequencers?
Yeah, there's two 10-step gate sequencers there, and then these are also gate sequencers, but they're based on a clock divider, so it's like it takes the clock and it will turn on and off at various divisions of the internal clock. And then the top spot there is inversion. So like this one it's got two divisions that are active, but if I invert it, then basically it'll only turn on. It'll only flash rapidly from this lower division when this one is also active. So it's like, you can see it's intermittently coming on that pattern.
So if you put a pin in here, does that mean that note goes off?
It depends on how you have it routed. So like up here, these are the gate outputs, this top row, these top matrices. So that routes which of these submodules will actually send the gate signal out of the thing. Like right now, the bass that's in there is coming from this one. So this is what's patching the actual bass gate output, which is coming from this. You look at the little icon there; it's marked right there.
Are you the designer as well?
Yeah.
Okay. How'd you come up with the idea?
Basically, like just expanding on previous ideas.
It almost looks like a circuit, you know, like that movie Explorers, like where you had the dream and then you had the dream of the circuit.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, it's sort of like, this was the first thing I had designed, which is a similar, this is a synth sequencer, but it works in a similar way with a sort of 3-bit binary system. That one has built in its own synthesizer, which is just a basic.
Are these push buttons or electromagnetic?
They're actually, they're just conductive pieces, so where we move them, it bridges the connection. This one's sort of like that, just expanded with extra routing capabilities and stuff like that, and specifically made for CB, whereas this is made more just to generate a tone sound.
Why'd you do a triangle on this one? Just like triangles?
It was partially just because of the capabilities. It uses a 3-bit system, so it kind of lent itself to having 3 zones for generating the notes, and it has 3 octaves too. So each of this is a low octave, that's a middle octave, and that's a high octave. So those actually gain the sound on, depending on where you have them.
So what's this guy right here?
This one's an expander, so it can be used to convert this to output CB and gate. So like each one of these zones will output a gate signal independently, and then also it has a tuned set of CB tuners, which correspond to the note pattern that it's playing.
Is the light on the inside, like, do the colors mean something?
Yeah, the colors, so each one of these zones has a color assigned to it to kind of show you what's happening.
So you can kind of monitor what you're doing.
And this can actually be used with this also outputs a compatible signal to this outputs CB and gate on its own, so it's a little redundant for that, but it also works with this as well. This is like a little touch synthesizer. This one's those are just the tuner. I just have the tuner.
Oh, okay. So you touch this.
Yeah, here, let me turn that. Got a bunch of stuff. So this side is what gates the sound. There's 3 octaves, and then bibs each octave too, something like that. And then a ring modulator, and then this changes the actual notes.
Do you know any tunes on there? Is that a tune?
I do. It's kind of hard for me to play it upside down. But like I do have a sense of how to actually play it. But yeah, it's like.
So this is the Obliquencer.
This is the Obliquencer, yeah.
And the wave expander is this guy.
This one,
Whoa.
yeah.
Oh, the lunar orbiter.
Yeah, that's this one here.
That's cool. What does that do?
CB and gate sequencer. So it outputs 3 channels of gate. That's the 3 outer rings, and the inner rings output CB. And you program it by drawing on it with a wet erase marker. You wipe it off with water. So inside the lighter parts there in the rings, you actually draw on the signal.
Does it? Does the light that's going on there, like, does it stop when it sees that something is written there?
So it actually has. So on its own, it just spins in a loop. This is the speed control, and this is a reverse control. It has inputs. It has a gate input to change the direction of the disc. So it's just being gated by something from here, which is a rack mount expander.
Oh, okay.
Just hooked up to that. It also has a clock input, so you can set the speed of the disc from the external oscillator.
Okay. And I guess you could probably get it to work with the Obliquencer. And
yeah, I mean, yeah, they definitely. I mean, that's actually what right now the Obliquencer is. I have it sending a gate through this. You wouldn't have to use this. So you could just send the gate straight into it. Those gates are all hooked up to something else, so it kind of breaks out the gates to addition.
Flashback.
Whoa, the other one just did.
Can you change some of these?
Oh yeah.
And what's the name of this module?
This is Structure HD.
Structure HD, and that's just the structure Eurorack.
And all the effects are being generated from this.
Yeah, real
from
time.
this.
Yeah, just this. This is standalone right here in this monitor.
Okay.
This is my first product, and it's my third year at Knobcon. The other thing that I build is making the cases. I make my own cases. So it's like a modular case for modular synthesis.
Okay.
So the idea is each one of these rectangles is one module, and if you run out of space, you can get new side panels, and you can just build it up and keep growing that case.
Okay, and that's
So
this.
That's this guy, yeah. This is like the Vondle case. And part of that case is my own linear power supply. So the back of the case itself is the power supply. So all the heat gets sent out the case instead of accumulating inside the case.
Oh, cool. And this is how are you taking video? Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry?
How do you get your ideas for creating modules? I mean, besides the, like, you know, you started with the system that you thought, okay, this is the things I like to kind of combine.
It's a lot of looking at what is already out there and trying to find things that people haven't done. So all of these are like original designs that are based on the surface that I've done. Oh, the gain cell uses like a mask or I can do that with the pirate gain cell. I haven't seen that yet. The gain cell to stay very filter as well. And something plus
like a nice kick drum or a nice bass line.
The gain cell has a little bit of crossover. So
It's a lot of fun.
all you gotta do is one button.
Yeah.
You ever have to replay this?
No. Well, arcade buttons are made for 10 million hits, right?
Oh, okay.
Vindaloo is gate repeat, so.
Very nice. Very much so, thank you. That'd be good.
This is our circuit bent speak and spell. It has a few modifications to it. The first is a sample latching button, switch. That'll kind of turn it into a drone machine. So you can latch it or hold a push button down to make it momentary. That works with pitch. There's also a touch point. These switches here are all for glitching. And everything works together. And then if you do something terrible and it shuts itself down, this is your hard reset here on the right, which lets you basically remove the batteries and put them back in. And that is the circuit bent speak and spell in a nutshell.
Cool.
Yeah, when you started out, was it just lit or did you
It was just like My first one had individual switches, different on and off, and then I switched it to this method where you have an LED that tells you which channel is currently selected. Okay. Yeah.
And I'm sure there's some like
more difficult. There was like a wiring harness system and jacks. I redid all the boards and everything basically connects with the ribbon cable. There's one big PCB here and one here, and then a little board that bridges them and has some power supply stuff on it. And then there's a big board with all the jacks on it that goes into the ribbon and stuff. And then there's a little board for the aftertouch that sits back in here.
I don't know. Somehow, once I started thinking about trying to build some nice new stuff, like all the stuff I thought I was interested in, like that's the sound.
Looking at the Quattro? Yeah. What are the gain and the out? So this is a shift register, flats, and control basically a triple Turing machine, a step sequencer, and a pattern generator. I'm sure they play nicely together. What's that? I'm sure they play nicely together. They work well together. It's cool to cross bunch this. Yeah. So I'm guessing what you're hearing is this guy's running off the speakers of myself. But right now,
so much work.
Probably a little bit more accurate. It's quite a beautiful collection you got. Thank you. Been working for years to collect all these now. Yeah.
I'll be honest, but yeah, like I get that a lot. Like, it's always such an interesting question. So, what kind of stuff are you making? What's your process?
Well, I don't really do much live, except for internet. I'm usually doing one track. Generally speaking, I have my mod. I'm either on my mod or my motivational sense. I usually don't cross the screen, so to speak, mainly because they're basically working in the studio. And if I'm doing that, I'm one or the other. But usually it's just different worlds, so I don't really get that cross the screen. Modular kind of seems to itself, or I would not see sequences and sometimes visualize that kind of stuff. So I don't really, So for my use case, I'm not seeing anything on here or something. But it's single source stuff.
Yeah, what kind of, like, what's your, what do you make of this, or sort of the sound that you is it sort of an exploration? Is it all improvised stuff? Or like,
my best stuff is improvised. I come to that early. And what I do is I just set up get myself to I have a set of initial conditions, and then kind of just like flow from there. I usually have an idea of what I'm just doing, and then I do it, and it's important doing that for a long time. And I'll leave that into